Hey, it's Crack36, and we are going to continue, after a month and a half, our review of Farmer Boy and AndrewAAgamer's game. And here we are. Let's see what happens. So we have a purchase of 10, 4, and 2. So those 4 mechs might be going out east, but probably, let's see what happens. Okay, so we have finally a big attack. Now, there is, if I'm not mistaken, this might be it. This might be it for the big attacks. This might be the biggest attack since turn 1, and it is going to be the most that we see from these guys. And let's see how it goes. Okay, sorry. Okay, so here we go. All right. Pretty poor dice. The Germans. Way below average. Way below average. And the 3s really come through. Yeah, fairly even dice. So lots killed. And fairly bad dice for the Germans again. Really quite bad. There's some bad dice for the British, and finally some good dice for the Germans, and some good dice for the Allies. Okay, and we're going to see a lot of transports go down there. So the Germans win with only 3. They are going to come out with 81 for TUV change. So that is huge. But let's take a look here and really evaluate this. Look in the right panel here, and we'll look at the units on the board. The Allies have 544. The Germans have 395. So inflation, as far as inflation goes, the Allies are making 214. The Germans are probably making around 120. So just keep in mind that all is not a straight calculation if you're looking at game impact. All right, and we do have just one of those piddling battles where he's moving in to endangered Norway, I think. Yep. All right, so that's a significant force. That's 10, 15 units. Pretty easily defended, though. And he's just going to squabble over... oh, wow. It's not a squabble. He's going to stand his ground. Okay, so now he's got both ends of the Middle East defended. Huh. Northwest Persia as well as Egypt are strongly garrisoned. Okay. Wow, that was held his ground, huh? Okay, and we're going to wrap this up. Land everything. 20 mechs in Holland, Belgium. And Paris is strongly held. Three damage on the factory in Germany, 8 on the factory in West Germany. He decides against those mechs. He moves them out of there. Oh, okay. Pause this. Hey, Schultze, what's up?
I rolled 6 dice.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I love it.
I mean, it just reminds me of like playing the original Axis and Allies, and like somebody would want to try to get the heavy bombers.
Yeah.
And they've got like.
All right, let's get back to it. Okay, so victory, big victory for him. And what's he doing? I don't know what he's doing. Okay, look at that force. And I mean, you look at that first time. You open this thing up, you look at that, and you go, "Oh my goodness, that's pretty impressive." And then the Persian factory being held, just really an impressive control over the Middle East. And places in France. Places in Persia. Whoa, okay, did not see that coming. Places in Novgorod, and finally 7 in Germany. All right. Okay, blockades. Lost the blockades 5. Nice. Collect 43, 48, 54, $59. Okay, so take a look at that. Just want to pause it for a second to take a look at the game and say, without those two, heavily, just a very heavily, very engaged Western Europe. That's really cool. Engaged Scandinavia, really quite the battle going on up there. And yet, here's Russia. So this is interesting to me that Russia can have so many units. I mean, right now they've got to be number 1 as far as units go, right? Russians. 157. No, the Germans have 219 units. Wow, dude. The Japanese have 139. The Americans have 143. A lot of times the British are second. 139. But the units for the Allies are 540 to 401, 214 to 217. So each dollar of the Axis is almost, it's 40 cents on the dollar. Just amazing. So the Russians, you would think at some point in time they would switch over, start building tanks, fighters, all that kind of stuff. But these are so fast. 12, there's 18, there's 6 more, 24, 34, 42. These are so mobile that he's got to feel it's a critique of mine, I suppose, that you would think that maybe at some point in time the Russians could be a little, but I mean, how do you say no? I mean, at this point in time, you're looking at these numbers, you're going, just don't lose the game, right? Just don't lose the game. So, in some ways you're going, why do it? Why risk anything? This is perfect, Bryansk, and you just adjust from there. Okay, let's go with the Russian buy of 12 and 1. Okay. And 65. Okay, they push on Belarus, which is nice because you're going to endanger Novgorod and pinch off this right here. Okay, so that move, by the way, just cut off this force. This force is now going to be cut off. No retreat. And wow, that's a good move. And look at China too. I mean, if you're even looking just at these two giants, China and Russia, and going, wow, I can win in the Middle East, but not win in Russia. I can win in the Southeast Asia, but I'm losing. I mean, this is disastrous. So let's keep going. Sorry. Okay, he's gonna move stuff around. 3 in Volgograd, 10 in Russia. Collects $32. I mean, again, that's amazing. Okay, so this is absolutely a desperation move. 3 carriers and 1 sub. You just got to know that's nothing in Asia. I mean, this is we have got to hang on so we've got to not collapse so the Germans can win the game. Okay, and he's going to do some combat with all of his Air Force. Pretty small potato stuff. I don't think he didn't buy destroyers, so he can only do that sub stuff for a while. Okay, he's pushing in here. And of course he pretty funny, takes all those units against one unit. And the one unit still gets a hit, so pretty funny. Okay, so let's keep going. He's gonna rescue his guy out of Quang Tung because he needs him so bad. Okay, and just a little hurt on the Russians. Drops 3 carriers and 36, I think it was, and 1 sub up there. Collects $54. So, again, you do have to say, pretty impressive to still collect $54 despite this. So, managing to make a buck and hurt the Russians, and the Russians and endanger, I think we can say endanger Calcutta. Okay, so let's keep going. Americans, what do the Americans do? Okay, sorry about this, guys. So, okay, they invested, Japanese invested 4 units into the Pacific. The Americans are going to invest 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. Let's see what happens. But he's getting those grounders. All right, and obviously he is going to bomb. That's all he did. Straw bomb. 6, 3 for 3. That's it. And then just supporting moves, reducing himself back to Normandy, resupplying Normandy from a distance as well. Small amount, by the way. Look at this. It's only 1 or 2 transports, plus the 3 production out of Normandy. And just builds in Carolines some more. 14 subs, 15 planes, 9 carriers. Just putting the pieces together. This is units. He's trying for lots of units, okay? And he is going to... Okay. Oh, boy. Drop troops out of Manchuria, drop down into Chehol. Truck into Burma as a blocker, I guess? No. No, everything's got to be going to Burma. Okay. Okay. Wants to support that Belarus, so that pinch, that's trying to create a salient. He's pinching off encirclement. Okay, so he divided his forces. Holy smokes. Okay, so everything's got to be going. No airbase. Marianas. You can definitely hit Marianas. Okay, let's see what happens. Sorry, guys. Placed a destroyer off the factory. Interesting. Really interesting. Building that navy up again. Nice. And placed a sub in 93. Wow. Totally did not expect that. 3 infantry. That's what I expect. Right there. Collect 60, 70, 75, 80. That's it. Okay, Burma Road. 8. Okay, 9 units going into China. I mean, that's closing the door to China, slamming the door shut. Goes into Burma with the Chinese, to Manchuria. I mean, Japanese are not coming back into China. $29. Am I right in saying he owns entire... That's it. China is completely occupied by the Chinese. That's a pretty big moment in the game. Okay, what are the English? Okay, a carrier, rebuilding that fleet. That could go into Normandy, 110. Does he have an airbase? No. Okay, let's see what happens. No combat. Just reinforcing Caucasus. Whoa, he's going to stand his ground in Alexandria. Did not anticipate that. What, the Kenya? Interesting. Oh. Okay. Yep. Evacuation in southern in order to and then withdrawal from Finland. So Finland and southern Europe, France are sort of the dead zone kind of thing. Okay, and then he is going to land the planes. 39 units. Chinese units. Okay, and evacuates Carolina, I think. There's the drop. He did drop 2 transports there. Wow, that's... So the German Air Force, the Luftwaffe, is done. That's it. Alright, places in south and collects 29. Collects $29. Huh. Places... Yeah, 29. Collects 9, I think it was. Okay, let's see what the Italians do. I don't think they'll do much. So he's going to try to hold on to Belgium, Holland, Belgium, and of course take back southern France, which is a gimme. All right, just this is trench warfare right now, and loses 10 to blockade. Perfect. Collects 4. Awesome. Oh, collects 9. Okay. And then Anzac builds a harbor. Where's he putting that thing? Transport goes to 54. And coming down out of Caroline's, occupying 54. Plane to the carriers. Another sub to convoy. Love convoying subs. I'm sorry, 4 convoying subs. That's a little unusual. What I find is they send a destroyer up. He's got 4 destroyers. We don't want to lose a lot of subs, so I usually go maximum 2. But, you know, he's smarter than I am, so... but with 4, well, I will say with 6 subs there, 5 subs, you're going to need more than 1 destroyer up there. So I will say that. Oh, this Marianas is American. Just going to check this out. Marianas is owned by Anzac. Becomes clear. Okay, season 22. And moving things forward. Marianas. Turn complete. Collects 12 bucks, collects 17. And finally, France. France is going to draw back to Norway and draw back and move forward Alexandria. Territories there. It's 27 units versus 32. Okay. I like it. I like it. Okay. That's not something that he's going to do, especially with the loss of the Air Force. He's not going to do that battle. All right. And we're almost done here, folks. That's it. Round 13. Okay. So that's Crack 36's review. This is a fascinating turn. Like I said, this is just, looks beautiful. But look at now, again, trench warfare right here. And if we looked at the territory notes, we'd see similar numbers, 34 and 43. Okay, so this is a wall, but it's also a jail. So this is beautiful, but it's also, he's not going anywhere. Even down here, if he goes down here, he's going to need 5-10 troops to go down here. He doesn't have 5-10 troops to siphon off here, even with production. So as much as this is pathetic, if you think about winning this resoundingly, it's going to be too much of a drawdown without the Air Force to, go in and kill and then go back and garrison. So without the Air Force, this becomes a harder battle to win. Like I said, 2, 4, 6, you're going to need 10 units out here, and you cannot afford 10 units out of here. I don't think. I could be wrong about that. Not with, he could, and then right there, I could be wrong, like I said, but I don't think I am. Okay, so over here, looking great for the Allies. I mean, really, just those numbers are staggering. Even with this kind of one anti-aircraft gun, though, I was like, maybe I ought to buy a few more anti-aircraft guns. But I understand. China, again, soundly in the hands of the Chinese. And the Russian forces from the beginning of the game are still alive, which is a tremendous accomplishment. Even with the loss of here, because of the Russian bonuses in time Somaliland, you're still getting good money for the Russians. And then, of course, we think about these right here. He's going to build in Norway in 110 in such a way that he can actually evacuate Norway if he has to, and go to Norway and be happy. So, although this is pressure, this is not going to succeed. Not with the kind of money that he's fighting against. So one of these is going to hold, looks like Norway. And this will be costly, right? So I will say that Farmer Boy did say he lost track of this 110 fleet and didn't keep up, and that was his sort of the big mistake of the game. Minor investments over here, putting into the factories as well as small investments, keeps this front alive. All right, that's my review, and this push in the Marianas, I do not know where this is coming from and what he's doing. So, but I mean, cool. Let's see what happens. All right, Crack 36 out.